That gear is interrupting even more parties. Scallywag. Now the problem is I haven't really got an easy room for me to set up an archery range. But I would want my archers to be practicing outdoors. Perhaps what we could do... Build construction wall. Let's make a specific little area, a little barracks specifically for archery, just out here. We'll use schist. Well, no, granite blocks. We should have enough. And there as well. We want to designate, we want to pull down a construction. And I would like for this point to be removed. Indoors, we will probably add extra layers of walls up there. We'll just add an extra layer of walls though. Purely to prevent enemies from climbing over, but that'll be all. So, I would want to remove this point here and this point there to build out a floor and build up the walls around them as well. Okay. With that said, honestly, we may as well door it out up here as well. There's no reason not to, I suppose. See, that's the key over there. Scallywag that it is. We'll leave them doing that for a little while, though. Let's get down here, check on the booze production. There's a child dwarf carrying a barrel or a pot of booze. Well done. You're living up to our expectations. All of them. And Isdar, won't you need to make those walls taller due to climbing, Avak? Yes, too tall. If they're made of blocks, apparently a too tall stone wall will typically be sufficient to prevent all but the most dexterous climbers from climbing over it. However, if you make it 3 tall, it's probably going to prevent anything from climbing over it. So all the walls there will be 3 tall, because there'll be 2 layers of actual just stone wall, and then a 3rd layer of fortifications at the top. Oh, Leon Whitestar. Avak, have you tried closing the gate ever since you built the 2nd floor walls? Because I've tested once, and it does count as if it had a height when it's closed. Well, I did actually ask about that. And no, I haven't tested that. But, I guess I'll test it now. Pull the lever. Quickly, someone pull the lever while someone's walking through. Ha 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 ha. It'll be funny. There we are. We didn't catapult anyone. And it did close. So... I'm not sure what you were doing, Leon, but I can't seem to replicate the issue of it having a height. Okay, we are going to want a door. We're going to need to make one. Let's get a door built. There we go. And build burial receptacle. A nice one. Then get that poor dwarf inside. Ooh. What have you got there? It looks like you actually may be carrying... Yes, you're carrying a bolt. So it seems that the Kia may have been shot at and killed even. It's remotely possible. Great Minds of Earth. Avak, thank you for the new episode of From the Depths. Oh, you're more than welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. And Qdust, that asks, speaking of fortifications, Avak, will you start training a squad of Marks Dwarves soon? This is what this section is going to be for. It's going to be for an archery range where I can train said Marks Dwarves. Stu Madsen, hi Avak, how are you this fine evening? I am very well, thank you, Stu Madsen. How about yourself? And Cyrilak, Avak, will you eventually have a lava moat? I possibly will have a lava moat. I have no great plans to make it a priority to get one, though. They take an awful lot to do, and often end in your dwarves killing themselves trying to do it. And my dwarves are doing a good enough job of trying to kill themselves as is. Okay, how are we doing here for silver mace? Not enough yet. We're still going okay, though. We're probably only one full set of silver maces away. We're probably well, I say one full set. I think there's 10 production orders, and there would have been 2 production orders on the list at the start. So we've made 8, I imagine, at this point. So we've got another 12 to go. How are things over here? Is anyone working on it, really? No one is working on it? I've got 1 million artisans. Why aren't they working on things? Store items in stockpiles? What? There's jobs for you to do. Oh, wait. I'm fairly certain many of my artisans are quite specialist. Yes, my artisans are very specialist. I've only got one who's a stone crafter. Ah. We've got one who's a glass maker. You know what? We're going to set up a couple of them as artisans who can... In fact, all artisans will be allowed to craft with stone, because it's such a simple task, generally speaking. And we're going to have so much of it to do. There's really no reason for us not to make all of the stone crafts. All of them, every single one. Okay, there we go. Right, that should mean that our artisans will get to work making us wealth. There we are. Toulon. Toulon's corpse has been brought in. I'm very happy. Whoa, 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 whoa. What on earth's happening out there? You're stressed. Okay. This is the final fight. I feel no terror. Over the long term, Definite's Lycobreaker has been under a great deal of stress. He is terrified while in conflict. Within the last season, he didn't feel anything after seeing an echidna die. Oh my lord. He was distressed after being pestered by mosquitoes. I think he may have actually just gone into a tantrum. Let's see. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just out there having a chill out session with his loyal hound. Or he's just flat out hungry. No, I just think he's really unhappy, actually. Whoa, you are fast. My lord. Such speed. I think he's really wound up right now, and he needs some downtime. Got a couple of people who aren't too happy, actually. Why are you stressed? Under a great deal of stress, she feels vengeful when joining an existing conflict. She feels vengeful when joining an existing conflict. Within the last season, she didn't feel anything while in a conflict. She didn't feel anything after seeing an echidna die. She didn't feel anything after seeing a Kia die. She was blissful dining in a fantastic dining room. She felt satisfied after receiving water. I have a part in this. I will take revenge! Very well. I'm not sure what I can do to make you guys happier. Other than possibly putting some bloody awesome statues in the barracks. Yeah, you know what? Platinum statues, please. All of the platinum statues. Furniture. Platinum. Statue. And then I want to promote these tasks all the way up. Right to the top. All the way up. I want 2 fantastic platinum statues. I want them in the barracks, where my dwarves will be a little bit happier. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I think these were schist blocks. Actually, no, they were granite blocks. Oh, you get. I'm not happy about that. That one of my military dwarves is really upset. That is quite often how a fort ends. Metasapia forgot that she told everyone that everything was my fault and was just sticking up for me because someone was blaming me for something. And they rightly reminded her that she was the one who started that. But thank you for sticking up for me all the same, Metasapia. I do appreciate it, even if you are the reason that most people blame me for everything now. Build door. I still don't have a door. I've got 1,000 people who could be working, well, maybe like more like 100 people who could be working on building me doors, yet I have no doors. I feel robbed. Right, build construction, floor. Let's get this floor out there. What kind of floor do we have? We easily have enough granite blocks to do it, but I would prefer to use the schist blocks. Because we're also going to want to build plenty of walls. How is everything going up here? Hopefully those keys will have buggered off. There we go. Fantastic. And we are setting up the cage traps as well. Doubly fantastic. Curious, I think I see a problem, Havoc. Your general stores room is overly cluttered. Furniture like doors and statues cannot be stashed in bins. I appreciate that. However, as I only build statues or doors to specific demand, it isn't a problem. The reason why the door was not built is simply that there were many block construction orders ahead of it. And let's check down here. Are we still making all of the booze? I hope we are. 270 drink. That has improved, my lords. Actually, I don't want to have a look at that. I want to have a look at this. Barley. Just brew it all. Brew all of the everything. I could start cooking plump helmets. I don't think I will. I will start cooking prickleberries. And what about seeds? Don't cook any of those. What about drinks? Cook none of these. Maybe cook the Longland beer. We've got many of these. We've got dwarven syrup, cow's milk, chopped horse's liver, pig's milk, sheep's milk, turkey, hen, egg. I'm sure he was going to say milk. I was like, what? I think you're lying to me, game. Right, process plants, repeat. Process plants, repeat. Milk animal, that's already there actually. Shear animal, next. Oh. A guild representative from Boghill has arrived. A human caravan from Boghill has arrived. Ha ha! The humans are here. Fantastic. I am very, very pleased. Very, very pleased. Eventually, they won't be able to go over those traps quite as easily. But there will be a path. You note, I have left the path. They can clearly get down here without issue. So all that'll happen is they'll come along there, they'll go right around the outside, all the way down, across, and then down, and then in. Ah, good times. Dr. Moriarty, Havoc, McCheese, no, I haven't got enough milk. I need the milk for drinking. Higher priority at the moment. Evil Manix. Dwarves need a lot of brew, and axes have a better chance of removing limbs, by the way, Avak. Why do you feel the need to advise me of this? I'm not really sure that you have thought this one through. If you genuinely believe that I was under the impression that a mace was more likely to cleave off a limb than an axe, I'm not sure what to say. Then sorry that I've given you such a terrible impression of my intelligence. Right, we want more burial receptacles. One there, and finally one there. Then we will set them all up, and hopefully the dwarves will move in. Actually, we want a couple more. Oh, you've already made the statues. Fantastic. I want a couple more platinum statues. Let's get... yeah, let's get another 2. Then... Piral Gurd, rather. On behalf of the Merchants Guild, let me extend greetings to your people. There is much to discuss. Oh! Ye gads! Wasn't kidding when he said there was much to discuss. This is now how we get information. The Overlord, the Metasapia, Guzilbk, meets with the Human Guild representative. The latest news from Craftic is that several years ago, the Council of Woods gave up on their occupation of the site. The latest news from Garnishone is that several years ago, the site was conquered by the Evil of Bones. Several years ago, refugees calling themselves the Slippery Coalition fled from the area just before an army of the Lonesome Fiend, led by the goblin Nusost, cavern-reigned, descended upon the place. Several years ago, refugees calling themselves the Youthful League fled from the area just before the army of the Lonesome Fiend, led by the goblin Nusost, cavern-reigned, descended upon the place. Several years ago, many refugees, lots of, so many different people fled from that one goblin. My goodness. He must get up very early in the morning. His resume must be glowing. The latest news from Nightmare Rubbed is that a few years ago, the Society of Locking gave up on their occupation of the site. He gads. Is there anything about the last place we were at? Can we actually scroll? Oh my god, we can scroll. Oh my lord. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just not going to. I'd be here for about as long as I've already been let's playing, just reading this. It's like it's giving me all of the information. Right, we're just going to skip down to the very end. All of the information that has ever been building up. Right, okay, months ago. We're up to a place with months ago. Okay, months ago, Thorfil Poked Living became Lord of the League of Rising, replacing Ori Wildness. A few years ago, Atak Hoodpot became Lady of the Dangerous Society. Dangerous Society. I actually don't see anything to do with our last fort, which is a shame. But okay, I'm done now. Begin discussion. Yeah, I'll take some cloth. Wood. All of the logs. Every single one. Not that much, though. Metal bars, don't really need them. Cut gems, not really again. Seeds, you know, let's grab some crazy seeds so we can have even more above ground farm plots. Cabbage seeds. Carrot seeds, yeah, well, let's get some carrot seeds. Leek seeds, oh, fantastic. Weapons, no. Training weapons, ammo. Trap components, yeah, sure. Bring along whatever you have and I'll check them out. And that's more or less garden vegetables. God. No, that's good. I'm done. What? Enter view stockpile. That's quite useful. So I can actually check my stockpile before making requests. Right, look over the documents. They're going to be expensive. Let's discuss what we're willing to offer for your craftsdwarf ship. Very well. How long is it going to take? Well then, we've finalized an export agreement. Feel free to go over the documents. Wow, they'll pay a lot for warhammers. And backpacks. And cheese. We can make a lot of that quickly as well. 189 tanned hides. Okay, well, I'll see what we can do. Again, on behalf of the Merchants Guild, let me bid farewell to you and your stout dwarves. I hope you're not planning on leaving. You only just got here. Right. We need to trade. Trader is required at the depot. Also, move goods. Also, finished. There we go. Move all of these across. Every single one. There we go. Let's get everything in there that we can. Right, we've run out of fruit for brewing. It's bound to happen sooner or later. Is anyone else needing to be buried in there? No. Good. There we are. Okay. Now, those statues we've got, we want to place up here. Let's go ahead and build some statues. Place one there and one over here as well. That way my military will have nice statues to spar around. It might make them feel a little bit better. Help deal with their moods if it's a very valuable statue. We also want an archery target. We want them over here. Ah, wait. Let me try that again. Can I? Oh, right, okay. I was just double checking that I didn't need to set which direction you'd be firing on it, but I actually think I need to set that specifically later on. There we go. We'll actually have 5. There we are. Perfect. Okay, it looks like the guild representative and his personal bodyguard are leaving now. Take care. What? Dr. Moriarty? Really? Dwarves can't drink milk? What kind of madness is this? Fine, we shall make cheese. Though I'm fairly certain that you can just flat out cook the milk anyway. There we go. Build, construction wall. Let's flesh out this wall over here. Granite blocks. And then up here as well. Granite blocks. Then once all of that's done, we should have enough then to look into setting up the ranged squad for our dwarves. Right, are we ready to trade? Yes. But before we trade, I'm going to go on a tea break. I need to get a top up of tea, and I'm sure many other people do as well. So I will pause the recording here, or rather the stream. We'll flip over to the break screen, and I shall be back in about 5 minutes.